The world respects one thing: results. Nothing else matters outside of results. Basically, receipts, accomplishments. Okay, that is all that matters at the end of the day. Unfortunately, most guys out there, all they do is talk. They talk a big game, but they have no receipts. They have no results. They even lie to themselves. It's really sad. I've seen this from a lot of my haters. And they don't have any results. They don't have any receipts. I'm not a big fan of talking about what I'm gonna do. I just go do it. Like when I was planning to leave my corporate job, I really didn't tell anybody. I was very careful about that. It was very personal to me. I just wanted to go do it. I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and then set myself up for failure. It's more impressive to just go out and do something and to have these little wins, these little accomplishments, and people are like, hey man, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you were doing that. You know, rather than you building yourself up as if you're gonna do this big thing, and then any accomplishments you do have will look minuscule because you talked such a big game. So I'm not a big fan of talking. This is why I don't do any of these response videos. Like you see these YouTube battles people get into. I think they're just so low value, so beta. I think the guys who've gotten involved in it, including the guys who've done it on me, complete beta males. Some have done critique videos, like that's fine. The ones who take it to the next level because they're jealous, I have a bigger audience, complete beta males and low value. These are guys I would never hang out with in a million years, by the way. None of my friends are like that. They have character, they have morals, they have ethics. They don't operate like that. Nobody successful does. People who are successful operate solely on results and nothing else. They do very little talking. And that's how you can distinguish winners from losers. Winners are 80% action, maybe 10 to 20% talk. Losers are 10 to 20% action, 80% talk. Do you see the difference? And this is why personally myself, I don't like to talk. I just like to do. There's talkers and then there's doers. The talkers are generally the losers. The doers are the winners. All that matters at the end of the day are your results. That's what you will be judged on. Not how much you are able to talk and how much you're able to build yourself up and lie to everybody, lie to your audience. No, all that matters are your receipts, the value you've added to other people's lives. And another thing is I don't like getting caught up in these petty squabbles, things that happen on a daily basis. I mean, I'm a pretty happy person to begin with, so I don't like getting caught up in people's anger issues or anything going on. There's a lot of anger in the world today, especially people who hate Trump. These people are like full of anger. Pretty nuts. You would get that angry over a politician. Like, I didn't like the last administration. I wasn't gonna let it ruin my day, because at the end of the day, I know that all that matters is results. I mean, I was even worried about Kamala becoming president. Oh man, I was like very concerned about that. However, even if she did and she was like ruining the world, I know I cannot sit there and blame the president on my lack of results, because at the end of the day, that's on me to get it done. And it always kind of surprises me how the people who are the most petty, get involved in the most time-wasting activities, hang out with the most energy-sucking vampires out there as friends. These people like have the most time on their hands. They do the most complaining about how they don't get anywhere in life. And it's like, dude, take some accountability. Look at who you're friends with. Look at how you spend your time. Any surprise that you're not getting anywhere in life? This is on you. You have to make that effort. Personally, for me, I mean, I'm already successful. I don't need to work. Sometimes I just want to go down the YouTube rabbit hole and watch different videos, documentaries. Might want to watch old TV shows from the 80s. Recently, I was like, hey man, I haven't seen Different Strokes in a while. I want to watch some Different Strokes. Or I want to watch some Family Ties. So I want some Family Ties or some Growing Pains. And I might just feel like doing that. If I have content to shoot, I'm not going to do that stuff. I'll be like, I have to just put it off to another day. I need to work, right? I want to work. I want to get stuff done. I want to produce some results. It's all that matters at the end of the day are the results. And it's fascinating to me how so many people, even people who want to achieve results, get so caught up in the minutia of the details. Instead of focusing on the big picture. I'm just a big picture guy. I like focusing on the end result. I get bored by all the little details. I like to focus on the big result, right? Doesn't mean I skip over the details so much, but I mean, I'm aware of them. I have this grand vision of the result, and then I start operating backwards into my head. Like what is the quickest and most strategic way to get to the result that I want, right? That's how I think. And that's why I achieve things, right? Not to pat myself on the back, but I get stuff done. In the meantime, while I'm getting stuff done, I'm winning, I'm buying Lamborghinis. I see my haters out there doing another video about me. Like, look what he's doing now. You know, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. They think like they're hurting me. And I'm like, what a loser, dude. What a loser. And then you look at their followers. Their followers are all losers too, just like them. Because you've got to be out of your mind to listen to somebody with no receipts who just talks and talks and talks. And most of these guys, all they do is hater videos all day, right? I'm just using them as a small example of people who don't know how to achieve results. I'm somebody who knows how to get results. That's all I do. I get results. In any way, shape, or form, I'm going to find a way to get the result that I want. Even when I went for my corporate job, there were so many other candidates who wanted that job that I got, the 6-figure job with a Fortune 100 company. I basically stalked the HR lady. I kind of like waited for her to leave her office. I walked her to the BART station. I was ready to get on the BART with her. I just wanted to make sure that I stood out. And guess what? I did. I ended up getting that job because I just wanted the result. At the end of the day, as a man, especially as a man, your whole value is tied to your results in this world. Period. Period. Nothing else matters. You could talk all you want. You could talk about how rich you are, how famous you are, how successful you are. In the real world, if you're driving a beat up, like 1995, $500 Craigslist car, Toyota, whatever, from 1995, you're living in the worst neighborhood, you're wearing the same clothes every day, and you don't have money to buy anything, much less buy yourself food. You can tell yourself whatever you want, but your results suck. Until you are honest with yourself, because that's what you need in order to achieve results, you need to be honest with yourself. Until you're honest with yourself, you're never going to really get beyond a certain threshold. You might be able to lie your way to a certain level, but you can't really get beyond that. You can lie to yourself all you want, because liars don't just lie to people, they lie to themselves. These people really don't have the results, but they lie to themselves and they lie to their subscribers and live in this delusion. But their receipts say otherwise. Their receipts do not match their lies, and you see that incongruence. Their results do not match that. They end up getting exposed because all that matters when it comes down to it are your results. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're in a bad place right now, if you're sucking in life, you got to be honest with yourself. This is where I'm at. This is where I need to be. This is where I want to go. When I lost everything I made in corporate America, starting all these different businesses, before I got onto something that led me to success, I admitted myself, like, man, this sucks. I suck. I need to fix something here. I need to do something differently. I had to get honest with myself. That's a great thing about entrepreneurship and business is you can't lie to yourself. Your income, your monthly revenue, your bank statements will tell the truth, how well you're doing. And for men, really, that's the measuring stick for us. Just look at your bank account. Just tell you how well you're doing in life, whether you need to make adjustments, whether you're sucking. And it's usually guys who are coping or failing with life that are the angriest, the most petty, the Karens of the world, the male version, Darrens. I was somewhere not recently, but I opened my car door. I had like a small plastic cup fall out of my car. I didn't even notice it, right? Next thing you know, like 2 seconds later, this guy's like tapping on my window. Yeah, you just littered, man. You just littered. I was like, I did? I was laughing. I was like, where? And he was like, that cup, it fell underneath your car. I was like, oh. Yeah, I opened my door. No, you didn't. You did it on purpose. I was like, dude, you're about to get your ass kicked. I literally said something along those lines. He's like, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying you dropped that cup. And I'm like, no, you're accusing me. I looked at him. He's driving like, I'm not even kidding. It was like a 1994 Chevy Cavalier or something. It was like totally beat up. The guy looked scroungy. I'm like, you're worried about my cup? You're driving like a freaking air pollution machine over there. And you're worried about my cup? Looking at this guy like, how bad does it suck to be you? I mean, seriously, how bad does it suck to be you? Got out of your car, walked all the way over to me to tell me this tiny plastic cup fell out when I opened my door? Really? And you were very angry about it? You let that upset you? I don't like calling guys loser, but that's classic loser. What a loser. No results. I turned around, I saw the 93 or 94 Chevy Cavalier. It wasn't even clean. It didn't even look like a classic. I mean, it was like completely beat up. And his clothes were all scrappy. Looked like he hadn't showered or shaved in a couple of weeks. This dude was worried about my little tiny plastic cup that happened to fall out of my car. Mind blowing, right? I'm like, dude, you're a loser. Unbelievable. I mean, some things just never cease to amaze me. It's no wonder you're driving that piece of crap. You look the way you do. You act the way you do. You get triggered the way you do. It's no surprise. It's because you have no result. I always like to ask these guys, I didn't have time for him. He's hopeless, right? But I always like to ask guys, what are you really angry at? who are you really angry at? You're really angry at yourself, and you're just self-projecting, right? You're just self-projecting onto me because I have a new car. Dude, don't self-project, right? It's sad. It's sad. Also, the dude looked like he hadn't gotten laid in years. And I've always told you guys, whenever I see an angry dude, 99% of it stems from that dude not getting laid, besides failing in life. Not getting laid, at least by the women that he wants to, if not getting laid, period. There you go, guys. At the end of the day, as men, all that we are measured by is our results. I'm going to wrap up here. As always, drop your comments below, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.